Hello, I'm Josh George. This is week 9, college football. We're going to start with a Friday game. We've got Miami at Boston College. Anthony Brown, a good quarterback, but Miami is just the better defense. I think they can create some turnovers. They've had some time to swallow that Virginia game and put it behind them, and Miami beats Boston College. Then to the Saturday slate, we have Clemson at Florida State. Florida State's offensive line, not great. Francois is going to get hit a lot because Clemson's defensive line, one of the best in the country, and Clemson will beat Florida State. Then, to the next game on the slate, South Florida at Houston. Two good coaches being featured, Major Applewhite for Houston and Charlie Strong at South Florida. But Applewhite's got the better defense right now. He's got the better player in Ed Oliver. So Houston wins against South Florida. Then to the next game on the slate. In Stillwater, Texas against Oklahoma State. I think it could be a good matchup. Boucher doesn't play well on the road. It was a 10-13 overtime game last year and a thriller. I think it's a thriller this year, but Texas has the better athletes right now, and Texas will win that football game. Then, to the next game on our slate of games, Purdue faces Michigan State in East Lansing. Michigan State on the low of lows after that loss to Michigan, and Purdue on the high of highs after that win against Ohio State. I think that recipe creates a win for Michigan State because they need one, and Purdue is, well, let down. So Michigan State will beat Purdue. Then to the next game on the slate, Washington at Cal Berkeley. Could be a really good game. Cal's defense can stop the run, so it won't matter if Myles Gaskin is back this week for Washington. But Browning, great quarterback, the guy to watch in this game. Browning leads Washington to a victory. And Washington wins at Cal Berkeley. Then, to the next game on the slate of games here, you've got Washington State at Stanford. This could be a really good game. The defense has looked good for Washington State. The defense has looked good for Stanford. Stanford still has some questions. How good is Bryce Love? How healthy is Bryce Love? Where Mingleshone at Washington State has looked good at quarterback. And Mike Leach is a great coach and a really good game planner. So Washington State will beat Stanford. Then to the next game on the slate of games here. Iowa at Penn State. Awesome game. Fun to watch. Good last season. No Saquon Barkley, but Trace McSorley's still there, so the offense can probably still find a way to win. I think Iowa's a huge physical team, but on the road, Penn State's at home, and I think they've just got more athletes right now than Iowa. Iowa's kind of been grinding out, finding a way to win games, and their defense has looked really good. They shut out Maryland last week. I think their defense comes to play and makes it a really, really close game, but Penn State will win. Penn State over Iowa. Then, before we get to the game of the week, we're going to do the team that won't cover, and that is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is at Navy. Navy is really good at keeping the ball away from teams. We saw Army do it to OU. I think Navy does it to Notre Dame and makes a super, super close game. Of course, Notre Dame will find a way to win that football game, but it'll be way closer than the spread. Then my upset pick of the week is going to be Syracuse over North Carolina State. North Carolina State's offense with Finley didn't look great against Clemson, and that defense is a really good defense. That's why they're undefeated. But the Q's defense is pretty good, and they've got a decent quarterback. Q's held their own when they played Clemson. So I think Syracuse can pull the upset. Then to the game of the week. Georgia, Florida. The big game. And it's going to be a physical game. I'm going to pick the more physical team. I think it will be none other than the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm Josh George. This is Week 9, College Football.